Hello there and welcome. This is Bio here from InstantOfflineGuru.com. This is the second part of the presentation on how to follow up to create a six-figure a year offline consulting business. And it's a preview into the training program, the self-paced training program, on exactly how to do that. Now there is another video, another presentation that I released before this, which tells you the 5 steps to pre-qualify any local business person or business that you might be speaking with at any point in time. Now remember, following up is just one component in an end-to-end business process or a business system that you have to have in place. And it surprises me how many people engaged in offline marketing consulting don't actually have a well-defined or any form or method defined way of following up with the people that they come into contact with. So in effect, you could bump into me at a networking event, although networking can be a total waste of time depending on how you do it, or you could have sent me a postcard, but then you don't follow up with me. So even if I was a good prospect, I was an ideal candidate for what you have to offer, there is absolutely no way that I can do business with you because you haven't followed up with me. And the problem again that I see is that people don't follow up because they don't have a system. There is nothing that says after step number 1, either it's a week later, it's 2 days later, or 3 days. The duration is really relevant at this point in time. But there is nothing that says to you, here's what you need to do after you've taken the first step or after you've taken the second step. And so it's down to the fact that most people, and this is how a lot of people do it, they learn of a system or they learn about a way to do things either from a product they've purchased or from a forum. A very small majority actually do anything, take any action, but among those who do, some of them will take the first step and they do nothing. They don't follow up. So how are you going to get results? But then they go back to their favorite forum and they read someone else's success story saying, well, I got a new client. Oh, what did you do? Well, I did A, B, C, D, E, and then they go back and think, right, I'm going to try that now, and they hop onto the next thing, and then onto the next, and onto the next. And surprisingly, 30 days go by, no results. 60 days go by, no results. 90 days go by, no results. Let me put it to you like this, that if you have systems in place within your offline marketing consulting business, and you follow those systems through, so let's assume that we wiped the slate clean, absolutely clean today, and you took the steps that you need to take, including the follow-up steps that you need to take. I guarantee that within 90 days you will have more confirmed clients than people who've been involved for the last 1 year. I totally guarantee that. But it takes having systems. Now, I'm not saying that what I do is perfect. Let me just be very, very clear about that. What I do is not perfect. I slip up at times. But when I slip up, the repercussions or the effect isn't as bad because I have systems in place. For instance, I have things that remind me that I need to do things, and they will nag me continuously until I actually get those things done. I have people that will nag me until I get things done. Okay, because they're the next they're going to implement the next process within the chain. And so when I do my bit, they get notified that I've taken step 1 or step 2, and then they're waiting, for the next bit. If it doesn't happen, they will nag me. That is their job. That is the right way to use outsourcers, by the way. But anyway, let's look at this program. I just want to give you a flavor of what it covers so you can decide now if this is something that you'll be interested in taking part in. It's going to be self-paced. I'm not going to be there to run you through it, so it's something you can do at your own pace, but it's something that you do need to make the effort to follow through on. Okay, again, it is one component in a set of systems that I have put together and I am making available to you as a person on my list, and also through my membership site, which is going to have a very, very limited number of people in it, because if you do need my help as part of that membership site, I want to be able to respond to you. It won't be a forum. I really don't have time for a forum. I can't really, I just don't care about having to go into forums and respond to things. It's not my business model. My business model is doing what I do as a consultant, and also coaching and training. I just don't have the time for for forums. So if you get more information about that, so let me just stay on focus with what I wanted to show you here. What I want to show you is that there are a number of things you need to have in place. Number one is you need to be able to pre-qualify the people that you've come into contact with. The way you pre-qualify is you need first of all to have a quick suitability assessment based on your initial contact. So if you came into contact with me, you bumped into me at a networking event, you sent me a postcard, whatever it is that happened, you need to be able to do things. You need to be able to assess based on that initial contact whether I actually fit with what you're looking for in terms of the services you provide. There are three ways to do that. You can do it in person, you can do it over the phone, or other. One of them is the most effective way to do it, okay, and it's for a reason, and I tell you exactly why you should do that and the sort of questions that you should be asking. Pre-qualification allows you to have to carry out quick initial screening. So first is the suitability assessment. I may, as a local business owner, based on the suitability assessment, I may be given the thumbs up by you as the the offline marketing consultant. But then the fact that I'm given the thumbs up doesn't mean I'm still a good fit. You need to actually screen me. So this is where we go from, and I've spoken about this in the past, suspects to prospects to pre-qualified prospects to suitable prospects. And it sounds like a lot, but the truth is, when you go through this process, the people that come out at the end are the people that are going to be the best people for you to work with. They're the ones that are going to inspire and motivate you. They're the ones who are going to give you the best referrals, the best testimonials, and they're the ones who are going to do repeat business with you until a point in time where they either die or they don't need your service. And I know it sounds a bit morbid, but when I say die, it's effectively they don't want to hear from you. Maybe they move away or something else happens. So it's important that you, as part of your pre-qualification, you carry out these steps. There are three reasons why you need to do it, and there are two ways for how to do it, and you'll discover exactly how these are as part of this self-paced coaching program. The other thing I talk about are the two reasons for following up. And I say two. You might be thinking, well, why two? Surely there are other reasons why I can follow up. Well, there could be as many as you believe in. I believe there are only two reasons to follow up, and if those two reasons are met, then I'm happy and I will. If they aren't met, then I don't waste my time, and I'd suggest that you do the same too. So I'm going to be revealing exactly what those are. How about identifying qualified local business prospects? Well, there are 4 ways that you can do this, and these 4 ways work no matter what service or what product, if you offer products, you offer. It doesn't matter what the target market is or whom your ideal client is within that target market. So you could be within the health professionals niche like I am, and your ideal clients could be chiropractors, they could be dentists, they could be CPAs, they could be attorneys. I know they're not in the health professionals niche, but again, these are other people that I serve. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that there are 4 ways you can identify a qualified prospect just like that, and it works irrespective of the service you want to offer or the target market. And again, we cover those. So what else do we cover? Well, we cover how to pre-qualify your local business prospects. So over here, in the first instance, when I was talking about pre-qualification, remember what we said here was that this is carrying out a quick suitability assessment on initial contact and then a quick initial screening. So that's a 2-step. Over here, we're going into more detail. Okay. In this area, we cover the best approach and why you shouldn't use other ways. Okay. The best approach to pre-qualify your local business prospects that will lead you to actually grow your business a lot faster than anything you might have thought of, period, and why you don't want to use other ways. And this is pretty important. This is what has saved me a heck of a lot of time and money, but these are also the things that did cost me a lot of time and money in the early days. And what else do we cover? Well, I call it the 5.5 steps for how to create your PQS or your pre-qualification script. What is your pre-qualification script? Well, your pre-qualification script is effectively the system you walk through in order to determine who you want to work with, why, who you don't want to work with, and why. And once you have this in place, it's a bit like putting on a shoe. It either fits or it doesn't fit. And I remember when I was young, back then, we used to wear high heels. Yep, I was around when there were high heels. And some of the shoes wouldn't fit. So what I would do is I'd wet my socks and then I'd stuff them into the shoes. Why? Because I wanted to make sure that I could wear those shoes. I wanted those shoes to fit. It pained like heck. Yeah, certainly did. However, the shoes would expand to some degree and I'd wear them, but it would be uncomfortable. Eventually, my feet, obviously I was still growing then, my feet would just grow to an extent that I couldn't wear the shoes anymore, and I'd have to, give them up, gave them away. I can't remember what we did back then. But in business, you don't want to do that. You don't want working with particular local business clients to feel like you're having to wet your socks in order to put them into the shoe to make the shoe fit. Go get another pair of shoes. If you like that design so well, go find another supplier that offers the same pair of shoes and get a bigger size. You'll be more comfortable, less stress. So with that analogy, which is quite graphic, let me just reveal the fact that this is everything I'm going to be revealing here, that I have been revealing so far, is based on what I do and what I've personally found to be effective. Your results may vary. You may get better results than I've got, which some of my coaching students have got, some of my mentoring clients. Some of them are already into, in terms of their service business alone, are already into the upper six figures. Good for them. It depends on your resources, your time, and how much of your focus you give to offline consulting. I have other things apart from offline consulting that I do. I have information marketing, I have coaching, not for offline consulting, but coaching for personal development and business development. So it depends, on what you put into it. But not only that, it's how. So we're going to look at 5 steps to create your PQS, your pre-qualification steps, a script, and we're going to look at the why and the what. I can tell you right now that the why is really to determine if the local business person fits your criteria of a qualified prospect. And if you've watched the previous video, you know that I said that what I might determine to be a qualified prospect may not be the same thing for you based on your business model. So that's it. Well, anyway, this in a nutshell is an overview of exactly what we'll be covering, or what you'll be covering within this self-based program, if it's something that you require, if following up professionally and effectively and profitably is something excuse me, that you want to know about. So you'll get the details. They may be at the bottom of this page, they may be to come later on, but provided you're on my private subscriber list, you will definitely get notification of this. But even the things that I've shared with you so far should allow you to improve what you're doing within your business. If you seem to be doing everything you know, but you're not getting the results you want when it comes to following up, just what I've shared in video 1 and what I've shared within this presentation as well should allow you to start making changes. But if you want to go the full 9 yards, I would say that you participate in this program and implement what you learn instantly, because there's nothing abstract or theoretical about this at all. Okay, it's been Bayo here from InstantOfflineGuru.com, wishing you more success, and as I say, grease to your elbows and success in your offline marketing consulting business.